Hello, everybody. It is Badger Wild, and we are back with another Space Engineers build review video. Gonna review something kind of small, but before we do, if you like the content, if you enjoy what I do here, be sure to hit me with a like, follow, and if you're new, subscribe. Also, put some comments down in the comment section telling me what y'all think of the build and ideas that you want me to look at in the future. If there's a build on the workshop that you particularly like in your playthroughs, let me know and I might review it for you. But without further ado, let's get started. So, what we are looking at is the Lunar Buggy V.2 by Cosmonaut. And it's a very simple vanilla build. This is a one of those builds that I like to call a starter build where you and your buddies may be out there, you may be doing something, you may be on a planet or some nonsense, and getting from point A to point B is just not worth it anymore on foot, and you're going to need a little bit more supplies. You need something to carry supplies, something that'll carry an extra buddy with you and give you the ability to like move around and scout, something you can take, modify, and equip. And this is something small that will do that, that can be modified to your specifications. We're going to ahead and give it a like. It only has one DLC, which requires Wasteland. Absolutely vanilla mod, so it's perfect little vehicle for you to operate in. And this is what you're dealing with here. It's not much, but this thing is simple, stylish, and it will get the job done. You can see here where Cosmonaut has used a pulled some interesting build tricks here. We have a series of half blocks up here, which give this thing just a nice flat plane going across it with these now, the time he's built this thing, it was before the other real DLCs, I believe, probably before we had the shorter wheels, because then you could probably smash a few more things into the hood here, really prioritize it. But, it's not that big a deal. Here up here, we've got a series of lights and a couple of headlights up front, so you can really shine out here on the lunar surface. And this thing is designed for low gravity environments. It has the ability to operate in low gravity very well. You see our seating capacity here. We have the buggy cockpit covered up with some grating here to give you a little bit more, just that emotional support that you are doing a lot better than you are. You also have a set of heavy blast door blocks here to give it kind of that, that unique shape that you get from those particular blocks. And this is something that you're going to see with a lot of builds. You're going to see a lot of builds that know how to use the blocks. If they want a particular shape, they will look through the blocks until they find a block similar to what they're wanting it to do. In this case, that's what those are for. Now we have a spare hydrogen tank. We have a lot of gyroscopes on this. We've got four, which in my opinion is a bit overkill, but for what you're doing on planet, you're going to have to fly on. If you're going to be going over hills and everything, you're going to want to be able to keep this thing to where it's landing on the wheels instead of anything else. Onto the back here, we have a series of tail lights, what appears to be a secondary tank of some. Oh, wait, no, that's the engine. My bad. So we do have a hydrogen engine on the back of this thing, which is connected by a set of panel blocks. The new panels that we have now in Space Engineers. This now just kind of makes this whole thing kind of flow right into itself. Very nice system built up here. We have a hinge back here, I believe, for hooking in and recharging the system. So that's nice. And yeah, we've got plenty of stuff. The buggy cockpits will provide you enough stuff that you can actually do some things with it. In other words, you can actually pack some materials inside there. You can pack a spare oxygen tank, maybe a gun or something like that. But you can easily take this vehicle and just add some stuff to it. Take a block off here, move a block around. You can turn this into a mobile mining scout, which means it'll go out there and you can go find pre GPS out where all your resources are at before you start sending out the mining drones to do your bidding. Just very interesting things you can do with a tiny little buggy like this. But let's see how it handles. How does it operate inside of its chosen environment? So going in here, when you're clicking into tab, you can see first page number one, we have a lot of different stuff. We've got first our top headlights or roof lights. We also have the light bar on the bottom. I'll turn around here so you guys can see that stuff just click on and off. And we also up top, we have these two ion engines. Now, any of y'all that have ever seen the movie Armageddon, you'll know what the purpose of these are for, and that is for low intensity environments where you have low gravity and you activate a downward pushing thruster that simulates gravity upon the vehicle without having to have gravity, advanced gravity systems. It's kind of like a very well real world grounded sci-fi solution to the problem of not having gravity. So instead of having the main character sitting there like, okay, yeah, we're going to activate the car's anti-gravity system so that we can hug the surface of the moon better. You just push a button, activate a few thrusters, and the vehicle drops down, and the thrusters just kind of work, keeping it down. It's not a perfect system. It does have its flaws, but it can work. Number 6 is a parachute. Number 8 turns your engine on, which we will kick that sucker on right now. Number 9 is your antenna. Number 1 and 2 operate this hinge back here, probably so that you can hook this thing into a position and just start charging it up. Number 3, I'm not sure what these do. Let's take a look here real quick. What does this do? Increases power to the wheels. So number 3 and number 4 on page 2 increase the power to your wheels, which means they're going to have a little more stiffness or a little less stiffness. But how does she drive? How does she drive on her chosen environment? Well, when we take off parking brake here and we start driving, you can see the vehicle has a lot of speed. But as we get going, you'll notice, like with most lunar buggies, we are going to have a bit of gravity problems. It's because the moon has a lot less gravity. Things weigh less. You may not be as big as you think you are on the moon. This is actually, honestly, no. The moon's a great place to be. It is one of those places where the hopes and dreams of fat people of believing that they are thinner than they really are, yeah, that they actually do come true. So, how do we solve this? How do we solve the entire system? Well, that's where number 4 on page 1 comes into play. We can access this, and you can see that already we have had a major increase in traction. The vehicle is operating far more efficiently than it was before. And that's because we have engaged the downward thrusters, which enables the buggy to move at a specific speed. In other words, it's just simulating some gravity on the buggy, and it hugs the ground better. So it works great for its intended environment. This thing works great. Now, you are going to have some jump ups, like with any system. As Colonel Shepard said in Stargate Atlantis, sometimes we put enough physics on there, the inertial dampeners are just not able to compensate. And that's what's going on here. You are going to hit a hill at speeds that sometimes these thrusters will not compensate, but they will give you a more controlled drop. They will enable you to control the vehicle a lot more. And majority of the time, while you are driving, this thing is going to have very good traction. It's not going to go anywhere else. Difference as in, say, the other method here, whereas after you reach a certain speed, the vehicle just starts bouncing around like a rubber ball. If you guys like this build and want to take a look at it, there will be a link to it down in the description here. Also, like I said before, if you like the videos, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It not only lets me know what you guys like, but it also tells YouTube that you enjoy this content, and it suggests it to more people. And as always, I am Badger Wild saying stay safe, stay frosty, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye for now.